Hello, 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 hello. How's everyone doing tonight? How is everyone doing tonight? I'm doing good. I hope you're doing good too. I hope everyone's doing great. Gotta move stuff around. There we go, there we go, there we go. Ooh, it is Saturday night, and I feel exhausted. I really hope, I don't think I'm coming down with something. I think it's just like seasonal. Like it's been, the weather here has been insane lately, where it was like jeans and t-shirt weather today. The weather here has been like, it doesn't know what it wants to do, and I think I'm paying the consequences of that, which is just seasonal bleh. Oh, hey, look. It's a ribbit. This is this week's video on the channel. It was going to be this weekend's video, and then I have like an hour and a half of footage to edit, and I don't know how to do that. But this has been the last little bit of faffing about. Let's see here. Plug it in. Turn that on. He's a cute little guy. So, video on this guy this weekend. Oh, wait, I forgot something. So I gotta figure out why. Is there a way to do a dead zone? That's honestly, I have him here right now because is there a way to do a dead zone with these like servos? Is there like a way to do a dead zone? Like, is it a trim thing? Is it a system, RX setup, RPM output, sensor list, choose sensor. Functions, sub trim, dual, like, throttle curve. Like, is there, I don't know why it does this. It's fine. It's just every now and then it would the one motor decides to just start going. And I don't know why. What filament? This is, the ASA, POLYMAKER ASA CF08. So guess what? Enter for your chance to win a spool of POLYMAKER filament. Link in the video description, because you could just win this filament. And then you can make your own. Is that right? Is that a good thing? The little guy totally drove this around. Yeah, I don't know if it's like a trim thing or... Yeah, I don't know. It throws the head around now. Cheap servos, the pot inside the servo is maintained center, so it tries to... Yeah, I mean, they are cheap servos. I mean, this thing did not cost a lot to make. This was... Yeah, you're disabled, no power. It was, I think the all-up cost to me was maybe 50 bucks, because I had to buy some servos, and I bought them in packs of like 8 instead of like 1 at a time, because it was cheaper to do it that way. So how do you get to go so fast? It just servo. It just, they're not even the recommended servos. They're like the weaker servos. It recommends like 92B servos, and I use like 90S servos. Like I use the weaker servos. So what are we doing today? What are we doing today? Today is, I was this close to canceling because I'm not feeling great, like lethargic, not feeling great. I checked, I don't have COVID. So we're good there, which is really good because I'm traveling this week. So I had to check, but I think I don't know, bad sleep or what. So the question is, what are we gonna do with this guy? That is the question. They did reach out to me. Physek reached out to me in regards to the big printer, and they're like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, hey, CAN bus system's borked. And they're like, they're willing to send me replacement hardware. They are willing to send me replacement electronics. I've kind of told them, or I will be telling them basically, I'm gonna be reusing some stuff I already have, plus some new stuff I wanna try out. So, yeah. So, here's the question. What are we gonna do with it? What are we gonna do with it? What are we gonna do with it? We are going to have to figure out what tool head we're gonna put in it, along with what umbilical system. Because I still have this. I have this stuff. This is piano wire, 1mm piano wire. That's what I use for the umbilical in this guy, is 1mm piano wire. I need to figure out how we are going to do this, because let's go over here, and I'm going to need some suggestions or audience feedback. If I can find my Canuck. Did I bring my Canuck downstairs? Where's my Canuck? Will you work? You'll work. There we go. Could be interference. It could be. I mean, it did the same behavior upstairs as downstairs, so try not to poke myself in the eye. So this is 1mm piano wire, and we are going to be switching the Venture XL to, trying not to, last time I undid this I stabbed myself in the face, so I'm trying to be. Are they willing to replace the filament? No. So here's the plan. Here's the plan. Okay. This machine is big. The plan is I want to get rid of the drag chains. Okay. The drag chains are nice. I like the aesthetics of the drag chains, but we lose some Z because of the XY drag chain hit. So the plan is this whole tool head's getting replaced. I'm going to keep the carriage because I have to keep the carriage. I'm gonna probably swap it over to sensorless homing because why deal with XY stops if I don't have to? So we're gonna swap it over to sensorless homing. Maybe. If the EBB 36 Gen 2 has an X and a Y end stop, I might leave it on, but just to keep it simple. But otherwise, I'll go sensorless. I don't think there's any issues with cracking with sensorless on a machine this big. It should be fine. So get rid of that. And then I got to figure out how to make the cable. This is too big to do a full XYZ. Okay, what do I mean by that? What do I mean by that? On like a Voron V2 or Trident, you can use, have an umbilical just kind of come off the back and just go down to the tool head. But I can't do that on this machine. It's way too big. I just can't have, like, you see up at the top there? I can't just have, you know, right at the top there of the frame in the middle. I can't just have like the umbilical come in and then go all the way down, because it's got to be able to do full 600 XY and then 600 on the Z. So the plan is I want to have the umbilical be attached to the rear axis. So I need to figure out a way, because we're going to go with an EBB 36 and probably the A4T tool head. I think the A4T is the the new cool one that the kiddies are using. So the plan is I need something to do that. I think we need to do a swing arm. Like that has a swing arm. I think we need to do something like that for the umbilical. I could dive into the not public repo for Phoenix and see what I can poke around and get there, but I'm trying not to do that because it's not public, and I'm trying to keep it, you know, public stuff. Yeah, the Z chain will stay. So here, I'm just waiting for this to boot up so I can see you guys over on that side, because I accidentally let the tablet die, so I had to charge it. Like the Core 1. That's basically what I'm thinking. And then actually what I would like to do is have the Bowden tube. So if you've seen how the Phoenix does it, the Phoenix has a slot in the rear frame where the Bowden tube comes in. So that way you don't have the Bowden tube have to have all the travel for X, Y, and Z. It just needs to be able to travel X, Y, and it travels up as the gantry moves up. There's like a little slot in the back of the enclosure, and it has like a little baffle so that, you know, hot air doesn't get out. So I'm gonna try and do something similar to try and, because I'm gonna be putting boosters on this. So right now I just have the filament flapping in the breeze essentially. We can't do that once you have boosters, because the booster needs a constrained filament feed path. Holy heck, this is an ancient tablet. Come on. Come on. Okay. Come on. Come on. Oh my God, it's taking forever to load up. Okay. What you can do is keep the X chain, keep the Z chain, and then change Y to a... Now, I don't want to do Y. I got to get rid of the XY joint. So I'll show you here. Oh my God, freaking add. Like, I can't, it won't. This is a crappy tablet. Damn you, Greg Monforton, injury lawyers. Your ad is so shite, it froze my computer. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. So let's go to the other side. So the idea would be, we come over here. I really hate the fact that it decided to up and die while at the very bottom of the print volume. It would have been a lot nicer if it had died at the up of the print volume so that I can actually work on this easy. So the plan would be to have like a swing arm here and then just have an umbilical like this. So that way you can do all of this. Maybe it would come down, so it would come off this way and then come straight down this way, because it's an EBB 36, so the cable's gonna wanna come up. Also, I have to do that because the EBB 36, the cable's only like 2.5 meters long, so I can't, you know, do this long ass run. So that's like the two things. So I don't think we're gonna do a rip and tear on this today because I don't want to take it apart and then leave it apart for a couple days. I'm gonna leave it together so I don't lose anything. But we're gonna have to swap out the electronics in here for the controller, get rid of the screen, new screen. I'm gonna probably put the new screen like here or something. And then we gotta move a bunch of stuff around. So that's, I'm hoping that works. I'm hoping that works with the, so I got to figure out, is there already a design or something like that? Or do I got to make up something? That's, I'm putting it to the community right now. Is there, what I'm thinking of doing, is there already a design out there that I could just use and print? Or do I need to fab something up? Because we did use on this guy an umbilical system with the swing arm. Just use an extension. You can, but you want to keep it as short as possible with USB. With USPA, you want to keep it as short as possible. Otherwise, bad things can happen. It's a reliability thing. So there's some stuff that's close, but nothing matching. Yeah. Because we got the EBB 36. So it'll be an EBB 36 Gen 2. And then the A4T. Let's take a look here. Actually, what I should do is get this drying because we're going to have to do some printing. So let's get this printing. You can go over here. Let's get this nice and dry because this is the fiber on. So I'm going to have to turn you on. Oh, I should probably plug you in. Help us if you know what's fun? Stuff works better when you plug it in. Turn that on. And then I gotta turn the printer on. Come on. Come on. Where's the power switch? There we go. There we go. Remind me to take the stuff off the top of that printer when we go to print. 2 meters about the max for USB-C. Yeah. The hinge would be XY plane, not on the Y. Well, I'm trying to remember what exactly we used for this guy. Because we used printables. We used a swing arm already on this guy. LDO should be making, why make their own version of the Venture when they could just be working on Phoenix kits? Swing arm. So, like, here's the idea. We need something kind of like this. Yeah, all for that. I'm trying to find which file we used. I don't want to post it in Discord. See, I could just use something like this and then just mount it to the frame, but that ain't gonna work. I'm trying to find the one that I used on, let's see, where's likes? Activity? No. Is there a way to see what I liked? I thought there was a way to see makes. I thought there was a way to see what things I liked. About. I could have sworn there was a way to see my profile. Oh, here we go. Likes. Here it is. This guy. Okay. So this is what we have on here. Okay, this is what we have on this printer. So the idea would be I could literally just use like a mount something like this and just mount it to like a printed block on top of the extrusion. Yeah. So we could go something like this. Go with a flat mount, under extrusion mount. I would just use an over extrusion mount or something. I would make my own mount. And then that would be that. And then that way we could have it swing off to that and we can get rid of the whole XY. Because here's the thing, I'm not going to be maxing out Z on this thing too often. Let's be honest, I'm not going to be maxing out Z on this thing too often. But it would be nice to not have to worry about it if I do go up high. So A4T tool head. So this is the other tool head that we're going to use. So we're going to have to raid the parts bin. So I have the box of parts that Jason from LDO Motors graciously sent me to build a stealth changer, which we are building. Do not worry, we are building a stealth changer. But in the meantime, I gotta do a little bit of rating because I need to get the Venture XL up and running. It's kind of priority. So part of that is, what parts can we steal from this kit? Oh, hey, look. 4010 blowers and a 2510 axial fan. Oh, look, an orbiter V2.5. Oh, would you look at this? Good to go, big gears and everything. Let me see this big gear. Let me see this big chunky gear. Oh yeah, look at that big gear. Look at those big gears. So, we're gonna be rating the parts bin for this. What is this? Tap photo sensor. RGB. Ooh, a little squiggly thingy. Neopixels. Yeah, so we're rating this bin. Sorry, Jason, I'm rating your bin. Because what we're going to do is, instead of a stealth burner, while I really love the look of the stealth burner, and I think the stealth burner on this big machine looked really cool, we're just gonna throw one of these on it. So let's download that and get the parts printing on this guy, because we're gonna use PPS CF10, because why not? And it's going to purge a heck of a lot of it, probably. Because there's a whole bunch of crappy stuff in there. So let's wait for that to download. What else is in here? Ooh, grease. Look at that. LDO branded grease. You know it's good stuff. Free Allen key. Heck yeah. Andrew Rogers for the Nero After Dark tonight. I probably will be rating the burr. Ooh, also I do have this extruder. So I got the orbiter. I've got a couple orbiters. I got a bunch of orbiters. I think this is an orbiter. Yeah, that's a V1, I think. But I also have this from IBOS. IBOS gave me this extruder. And I want to put it on something, but I don't know what. But it's the IBOS, it's an IBOS extruder. So it's a planetary geared extruder that he gave me. I'm gonna put it on something, but I don't know what. We'll figure that out at some point. But I think we're gonna go, can somebody check, is the Orbiter V2.5 like one of the top tier extruders? Is it the Orbiter that is like the top tier of extruders right now for like commercial off-the-shelf ones? Or is it some other one? I can't remember. Canuck Creator, if you need any assistance in Gen 2 prep, feel to DM me the stream. What do you mean Gen 2? Oh, for the Big Tree Tech? Okay. Any plans to try Fiberon? Well, I have the Fiberon PPS GF20 here, which I'm going to try and design a drone frame at some point. And as for the CF stuff, I've got quite a bit of the PET CF17 and the PETG CFR CF08, which that's what I've been using to print astromech parts. But if you want to know how strong the it sucks that this is garbage. This is POLYMAKER Fiberon PETG recycled CF08. This is only about that thin. See how thin it is? This is 0.6 nozzle, 3 walls, 20% infill, I think, or 15% infill. I can't break this. Like, it'll twist, but I literally cannot break this with my hands. It's insane how strong that stuff is. Like, the carbon fiber in it makes it pretty stiff, for a benchy, and the benchy gives it crazy layer adhesion. So it's like, this is like, you know, like it's not breaking. I'm damaging my desk. Yeah, well, I have the pet there. The pet I'm saving for the legs. The pet I'm saving for the legs. The body I'm doing, like the dome here, this is the PETG for the dome. So we might Bondo this up tonight. But yeah, this is the PET. This is pretty solid. And I can't put this on here because this printer is gonna start shaking like crazy in a minute. So this could go over here. Same with this Mando helmet. Anyone want a Mando helmet? This is like my generic, how good is big printer? Big printer, print Mando helmet. It good. Okay. So we got all our A4T stuff here. Let's load up Pantheon slicer. Was cheaper down under. Yeah, that it kind of sucks. It does. No, we want PPS. I can never, well, okay, why do you never remember that shit? Carbon fiber nylon. It's glass fiber nylon. Filament settings. What are the temperatures for this stuff? It is, shoot, I'm trying to remember. I think it was 330 on the nozzle and 90 on the bed. Yeah, we did 330 on the nozzle and 90 on the bed. So that's, oop, 5. Shift. Okay. So, yes. Yeah, see, I don't know why it won't remember that. I don't know why it doesn't remember that. Need a fork crucial slicer? Yes. They offer actually, this is outdated actually. I think they have a newer slicer that's actually based on Bamboo Studio with like all the bamboo shit ripped out because their customers like the interface more, I think. But this is the one I use because it works. I'm a big fan of if it works, it works, and this works. I mean, actually, let me take a look, see if they have their new slicer is Pantheon slicer. Ooh, I think this is their new one. It is on GitHub. But they forked it because it's pretty much the only thing in the slicer is their machine because it's designed to work for their machine. Like everything in it is designed and catered around this specific machine. So you know what? Let's download their newest slicer and see how it is. Let's YOLO it with yeah, sure. I have pressed the update button on here. I do love that it has the, here, let me move them all. It has the ability to drag the tool head around on the screen. It's pretty cool. There we go. Yeah, so it has the, I want to move the tool head here. I want to move the tool head over there. I want to move the bed down. You drag it around. I'm gonna move you over there. I'll move you over here. I'll move you to the front right. I'm gonna move you front left. I'm gonna move you to the back middle. I wanna move the bed down. Actually, no, I wanna move the bed up. You just drag it. It's pretty cool. The new Pantheon slicer. Based on Orca slicer. Oh, that's right. It's based on Orca. And apparently they ripped out a bunch of stuff to make it like... Okay. Get started. I have an HS3 with a 0.4 nozzle. All the filaments. Generic ASA. Generic carbon fiber nylon. Generic PETG. Sure, why not? Finish. Okay. So prepare. So let's start. Where are all the presets at? And with the 0.4 nozzle, yeah. Filament. Oh, there it all is. Okay. So we're gonna go with a glass-filled nylon as our starting point. Okay, but we're gonna have to change some temperatures here. So filament. So we are gonna go with nozzle. Okay. So initial layer is 335, other layer is 330. The bed, that is fine there. This is PPS. Is PPS in here? PPS. Well, carbon fiber, but it's glass filled. Okay. No active temperature control in there. Cooling, I'll just leave that alone. File, save as. HS3, PPS, glass filled. Okay, so that's good there. Pantheon is 10K? Yep. I did not buy it. Disclosure, they sent it to me. They are fellow Canadians. I've met their team a few times. I went actually out to visit them last year. Great folks. If you're ever in the Vancouver area, I don't think they do open houses, but you might be able to visit. I don't know, but they're great folks. And if you need a machine that actually is like an industrial 3D printer that prints parts that meet a certain spec requirement, because, you know, you printed shit that goes on rockets that goes to space, this is a machine for you. There you go. Downloads, A4T, STLs. Okay, so we got an EBB. Okay, so we got an orbiter. Tool head board, sure. What is all this? Okay, so we got an orbiter. Oh, okay, so that's that. So that's the orbiter. Okay. Because we got an, well, it's a V2.5. I can't remember. I asked you guys about the orbiter and then I never checked the answers. The orbiter V2.5, is that like, I can't remember. Somebody did a chart comparing all like the off-the-shelf extruders. The orbiter V2 is like up there, right? It's up there, right? On the list of like Gucci good stuff, right? If I remember correctly. What is this WWG BMG? Cowlings? What is, okay. So I have a tube compact. Okay. So tube compact, orbiter spacing, XOL. Which one do I need? Orbiter spacing, orbiter. Is it coincidence I'm wearing? Literally, I have, when I do my laundry, I put my shirts in the thing and I just grab whatever one's next. So. So which one here do I want? Orbiter spacing or Clockwork 2 tap or XOL carriage? What the hell? Like, okay, so that's that. Because I'm going to want clockwork spacing, right? Because it's, or tap or carriage, XOL carriage. Ooh, what does this mean? Here, let me. So A4T tool head. Okay. So dual 4010 blowers. Okay, 2510. Okay. Because it needs to be able to mount. Note for the XOL tool head. The XOL. Okay. So a printer that fits either the XOL. Oh. Printer that fits either the XOL or standard Voron. Okay, so we have the standard Voron Clockwork 2 or tap. Not cartographer CNC carriage. See warning below. The cartographer CNC carriage is made for stealth burner, not A4T. The probe will sit too low if used with A4T unless you have tools and necessary skill to remove 1.8 millimeters off the bottom of the cartographer. You see that blue thing by the garage door? That's called a CNC. We're good. Because I have to use this mount because it's 12 mil belts. So, okay. So in that case, I believe that was the right one because I wouldn't want XOL. I would want tube. So would that be the right spacing for the orbiter? Or is there an adapter plate that I need? Printed parts. Okay, printed parts configurator. Okay, here we go. So we're using a Voron tap. We're using a Orbiter 2.0. Well, it's a 2.5. Am I using the crossbow cutter? No. I'm using a tube compact. I'm using a EBB 36. Is there no way to mount the EBB? Oh, no, wait. No, I already have the EBB 36 mount. It's right here. So that does exist. We got the EBB 36 mount right there. Yeah, XOL Orbiter V2. Yeah. So that works. Okay. Sure. Okay. Backflow inhibitor, tube compact orbiter spacing. We're not doing LEDs. Okay. So this is all I need to print. Download, 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 download. Download. There we go. Downloads. One of these I downloaded twice. And backflow inhibitor. I need these two. Okay. Arrange. There we go. That looks like it could be what I need, I believe. I think. Because that is for the orbiter adapter. I think that's everything. That should be everything, right? Okay, so we'll delete that, and yeah. I think we're good there, right? I think we're good there. What is the backflow inhibitor? What is a backflow inhibitor? Install the backflow inhibitors. You take the front off, you install that, and then you put the fan back on. Okay. Okay. I've never seen that before. Okay. Strength, 6 walls, 8 top, 8 bottom, 40% grid infill. Looks good to me. We'll do 2 of those with 3 thick. Two. So we just make sure 0.2 seems aligned. This is PPS. So 335 on the nozzle, 330, 90 on the bed, cooling whatever, default, Pantheon HS3. Okay, export G-code, save. And then load up the Pantheon, upload and print, upload and print. Okay. Let me get the robot off the thing, because it's going to shake like a mofo. So you come with me, Tito. I love this little guy. He's so cool. Oh, we need to give him an antenna. What filament should I use for the antenna color? What filament should I use for the antenna color? Do I have a light? Do I have a blue? I've got a... Oh, I have a dark blue. I should have used dark blue for the tank treads. Oh, well. Dump truck settings. I mean, I don't want it to break. There we go. I need a little dab of something. There we go. There we go. He's so cute. Little guy drove him around all day today. I got to figure out how to make a video out of it now, because it's an hour and a half for the assembly of it, which really sucks. Because now I have an hour and a half of footage from 3 different camera angles, and I still need to like turn it into a proper video. So I'm like, oh, this is gonna suck. Yeah, the Orbiter V2.5 is pretty good, from my understanding. And we're not doing LEDs, because LEDs is just asking for another thing to break. So we're gonna avoid LEDs. That's my go-to rule with LEDs and tool heads of printers. Just another thing that can break. Which sucks, because they look cool, but it's another thing that can break. It is purging the crap out of that crappy filament. Okay, so that is the plan. So obviously I can't do much on this until the stuff from Big Tree Tech shows up. What did I print? I printed the tires in, I actually have Fiberflex. Should I reprint the tires in Fiberflex? I'm tempted to reprint the tires in Fiberflex. This is probably soaking wet though. Yeah, this is soaking wet. Let me dry it. I'm gonna reprint the tire. Well, actually, you know what? I like the bright tires. I like the bright tires. I keep forgetting I have this Fiberflex dark blue. Bring that inside and put it in the dryer inside. Yeah, I forgot they added a new routine to this machine. You could tell this machine's designed for industrial use. It will literally purge as much filament that goes from the tool head to the dry box before it starts a print. It literally purges as much filament that goes from the tool head to the dry box before it starts printing now. Because if you've ever used like the Gucci like super hygroscopic filaments, like the carbon fiber nylons and the high temp stuff, you know once it leaves the dry box, especially filament that stays in that Bowden tube, it gets really brittle. So you're not going to get the best quality out of it when you go to print, right? So they literally added a purge the thing clean macro to this. So it sucks because it wastes some filament, but it ensures that you're printing with good quality filament every time. Use Tech Air TPU. I have some of that stuff, but it's blue, and I like the blue on that. Multi-part video. No, it's gonna be a single part video. I'm not gonna make it an instructional video, if that makes sense. I'm not gonna use it as an instructional video. It's just gonna be like an 8 to 10 minute, hey, I'm building a giant astromech. In the meantime, let's build this little robot guy. That's fun. Okay. So that's gonna print all those parts. We've figured out what we're doing with this. There's no point ripping it apart because I gotta get the Kraken, a Raspberry Pi, or a Pi 2, a Big Tree Tech Pi 2. I don't know. Has anyone used the Big Tree Tech Pi 2 and had good results with it? Because they're sending me one of those too. They're sending me a 5-inch touchscreen. I'm trying to think. They're sending me all kinds of goodies. So you had to go with 85A. With the droid. I mean, what is the fiberology? It's fiberology 40D. So what is that? What shore harness is fiberology 40D? Fiberology 40D. What is the shore hardness of this guy? D40. So is that more or less than 95A? So, like, I do have this stuff, so I could just print it in this. But that's, yeah, like, you ready? This is how much it purges. This is how much it purges. There. It's actually not a lot. Like in terms of weight, this weighs nothing, but it's about 85A. Okay, you know what? I'll reprint the tank treads in this guy. Throw it in the dryer. Can't believe how much filament this wasted. You go there. You get plugged in here. And you go in there. And you get dried. CB2, I think. Yeah, it's a Pi 2. Oh, shoot. Probe triggered prior to movement. Oh, it got ooze. It got... Ah, shoot. 1 second. Got gubbins on it. Prime and restart. Okay, so that is that. What else are we doing tonight? What else? I didn't honestly have plans. I honestly planned on canceling the stream tonight. I was not feeling too good. What other fun shit? We could start bondoing up the helmet. Could always do that. You guys find bondoing exciting? I've got so much glaze and spot putty. I also have acetone, so I can properly mix it up for once instead of putting it on raw and wasting a ton of it. Are you gonna waste a ton of filament again, Purgeon? Of course you are. Because I can't think of anything else. It kind of sucks because I want to start a couple builds. Like I have the cocoa press that we got to build. I got the upgrade kit for the cocoa press. I've got a couple other things. Where did I put? That's the cocoa press. Where did I put the print kit? I think it's in my box, my bag still. But I haven't printed the parts for it because I knew I didn't know what was going on with this month with travel and some events going on. So I think I'm saving that for like the cocoa press for around Christmas. But because we want to get the stealth burner, so I got to get all that ready. I really need to sit down and make a list of all the things I need to print. The last week has been a mess. Stabilizing temperature. Come on. Oliver gifted a community membership. Cheers and appreciated. The servos don't have enough oomph to drive anything firmer than 85A. Yeah. Yeah, I'll reprint them in the slightly softer stuff because it does drive around, but I'm guessing geez, I can't even think today. The servo being wonky might have to do with the... Okay, why? What do you mean probe triggered prior to movement? That's a nozzle issue. Your nozzle's nice and clean. What are you doing? Restart. Prime and restart. The joys of having an early version of an expensive machine. It likes to do this. Where it, the sensitivity for the probe is a little wonky at times, sometimes, when it comes to probing the bed. And it's very anal about being bang on. I gotta watch what it's doing. Yeah, you're homed. Okay. Home X. Home Y. Home bed. Okay. You're gonna heat up. Maybe home manually. I sometimes gotta do that. Sometimes you gotta do that where you home manually. But I did that before I started this print, so it shouldn't be an issue. I think it's a strain gauge because I have like one of the early versions of this tool head. So it could be a thing with the strain gauge for all I know. This machine is like, I don't want to touch anything on it. Here I come up for air for a bit. Apollo, how's the Pokemans? Did you get yourself a Pikachu yet? Pokemon with the poker and the man and the bar. Come on. I love that I use an LDO Voron bed on this machine, by the way. Because the bed that came with it is a smooth PI bed, and I like the texture. You have a half dozen. Why do you have a half dozen Pikachus? What's the point? I'm sorry, when I play Pokemon, it's like I have my Charmander and I level that shit up, and that's the only Pokemon I use for the entire game. Call me a boomer, but like, okay. Probe trigger prior to movement. Is my desk not stable enough? Because it's triggering on the XY move. Let's faff around on the firmware. Probe triggered prior to movement. Printer.cfg. I love how the printer.cfg is literally just like a bunch of pre-made stuff. Oh God. Okay. So we got HS, so we are HS3. Okay, HS printer v 2.0. Homing speed 17. Really, that's it? 17. Then why are you doing this crazy error out when you try to home? Because I can home you fine. Main menu. Move. Home all. Like, are all the screws tight in there? All the screws should be tight in there. Oh, that's all tight. Yeah, no, everything's tight. They give you a torque wrench to tighten everything. They give you a torque wrench to tighten everything. Okay. Okay, let's print G-code files, print the cowling. Oh my God, it's prime printer, prime, print. It has a whole error checking routine to make sure, because the previous print failed, you have to verify that the printer is clear before you're allowed to start another print. Get ready to evolve an EV. Hey, Apollo, what are you going to evolve your EV into? Out of all the options for your EV, what are you going to evolve it into, Apollo? Which totally normal variant of the EV evolution are you going to evolve it to? Which one? Umbreon. What the fuck's an Umbreon? I'm sorry, I only remember the 3. And then the one from the memes. Can't believe I still have this. Really? I still have this. I guess I do still have it. I'm trying to find one of my plastic spatulas. We're gonna start doing some bondoing. We're gonna do a bonding experience class. Once I find plastic spatula. If I have plastic spatulas. I don't think I have plastic spatulas. Okay. I mean, I got metal spatulas. I can just use a metal one. Humidity indicator. Oh, I could put an extra nozzle on it if it's still bugging me. I still have the resin front face. I still have the resin front face that I used to run on my the beta stealth burner resin front face. I still have. Probe triggered prior to movement. Why are you doing this, Pantheon? Don't make me power cycle you. I don't want to power cycle because then you're going to purge everything again. You know what? Maybe, where's the macro? Macros. HS3 macros. HS3 macros? Okay, so there's that. So where's print start? Because it's something with the... Okay, so... Okay, I think it's these guys. Probe kinematic point, G-code macro. Because what is it failing on? What is it failing on? Let's see, what is it failing on? What aspect of the G code is it causing? So run current that, file selected, probe triggered prior to movement. So I'm wondering if it's unload filament, where's print start? Preheat chamber, wet filament purge. So default wet filament purge automatically called by Moonraker depending on the setting. So that'll automatically purge out the old filament. Okay, so I'm wondering if I drop these accelerations down, if it'll stop. Query the probe. Probes are open. Okay, A4T column, print. Let's try that. Vaporeon, Jolteon, Flareon, Espeon, Umbreon, Leafeon, Glaceon, Sylveon. You know, I know an interesting fact about Vaporeons. Okay, so where is our little spatula? That'll work. So do I want to get this entire garage reeking of ABS, of acetone, and spot glaze putty? I kind of want to start working on this. Probe trigger prior to movement. It's doing it again. Oh, no, that's an old error. Clear that error. Okay, so now it's heating up. I just want you to work so I can do the thing. I just want to make you print so we can have a print and chill. Can't have a print and chill if the printer don't want to print. I mean, worst case scenario, I could swap out the entire tool head. Like, I do have an entire spare tool head I could swap it out for if I need to. Because it could be something with the load cell. We'll see. Gotta love that. Why is it not working? I don't know, but I'm just gonna swap out all the hardware until it works. I'm a big fan of doing that. Have a habit of oozing? A little, but it's erroring out when it does like a quick little rapid before it goes to probe the bed. So what it's doing right now, it's heating the nozzle up to 240. Yeah. So it moves to the first position to go probe the bed, and it's erroring out. And it used to not do this, and now it is doing it. So where's print start? Home Z, home X, home Y, disable XY, kinematic point, probe kinematic points, load filament, unload, preheat chamber, wet film. So where is, let's see. Where's the print start? Where's the print start macro? So what do we got? We got time lapse, we got extruder, HS Pro V1, and filament sensor. Well, I don't know if you can search through idle timeout bed mesh. Okay. So horizontal move Z. So speed. Let's try 300. Let's try that. It was clogged. Oh, it wasn't clogged. I swapped this because it was an error that I didn't need to swap it for. When they send this machine, you got 2 print heads. It was giving me basically kind of this error, but it turned out it was failing because the nozzle was slightly loose and it wasn't repeatingly. It was an issue with the homing, but it wasn't an issue hardware. It was a, hey, clean your nozzle, idiot type error. So. Well, it's not the print start, it's the bed mesh routine that's causing it. So now we're trying again. I mean, I could just print all this. Well, actually, no, I can't print because the Prusa's won't be able to print that material. Because Prusa's won't be able to do the PPS. Wish I had more satin sheets. Oh. Banger as in sausage. Ooh. I made General Tao. I can't remember. I bought it at Costco. It was like a garlic chicken Chinese food thing. I made that for dinner today. Pretty good. Really spicy though. Pouring all the spice packets in probably wasn't the greatest idea, but it was still good. Okay. Let's see if this works. Setting up to 240, stabilizing temperature. There we go. I'm gonna do this. There we go. Just in case there's any stupid back pressure on it, let that loose off. I just want this to work. General So. Was it General So? I don't know. Bought it at Costco. Fizek big boy, is there any advantage to G10 plates to prevent bowing? I had a plate bow yesterday. Like, are you talking like the... Oh, I mean, here's the thing. I honestly get some clip on the corners. I've never used a printer with a G10 bed. I know it's stiffer, but is it stiff enough over 600 millimeters to prevent it from warping? Now it's working. How much you want to bet that the 400 millimeter a second travel with, 18 Gs of Excel was tripping the load cell? because now it's going. Look at it go. Probe that bed. Cheap backup printer that can do POS, get cheaty. I've got other printers that can. This will do 500. we got this. The only reason I haven't been printing with this because I don't really have a good profile for it yet. And I got to find that loose screw in here. There's a loose screw in here, and I don't know where. I know where it is. It's underneath the tool head, but I got to take it all apart to get at it. So, yeah, just a bit annoying. Oh, this has an LGX Pro in it. It does. Well, we're gonna go. Who did the video? Which YouTuber was it did the video comparison? YouTube 3D printer extruder rundown. Who was it that did it? Who was it? The strongest filament extruder. I think it was, yeah. So where is the orbiter? Yeah, the orbiter is the top. Yeah, so going with the orbiter seems to be the best bang for the buck for the big guy. Hey, look, it's working now. And now it's heating up to 335. Heck yeah. Sweet. Proper printing did it. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, this will look real nice. So we'll have an orbiter V2.5 on top of a chibi tube with the EBB 36. It'll be a nice light tool head. It'll be umbilical. This will be a nice setup. This will be a nice setup on this guy. That will be a nice setup. It's gonna suck that we're gonna have to completely gut all the electronics out of the machine, rebuild the config from scratch, because I'm not saving any of the old config because it's like older versions of Clipper and whatnot. So it's gonna suck that we're gonna have to redo everything from scratch on that machine, but it'll be nice that, you know, it'll be a completely fresh, clean Clipper install, a virgin Clipper install that we can mess with. Yeah, so that'll be nice. That'll be nice. Also, for the person that was asking about the bed warping about G10, get yourself some of these guys. My stealth changer for the first time. Need to do this config setup. Nice. I've had now 3 people tell me that since I'm doing a stealth changer build, to have fun with the instructions. And I'm like, oh, I'm looking forward to that. I am looking forward to figuring all that out. Okay. There we go. Now it's printing. Nice. See, I'd show you a nice fancy high speed, but for some reason the webcam in here does not do high speed. What's wrong with binder clips? Binder clips work. Which one's the J? Isn't there like a it's got a C920 in here. It just never shows fast. Oh well. Tore down my ERKFA V2 this morning, started reassembling to V3. Jeez. They're up to V3 of the ERCFA. And yes, I call it the ERCFA. Acetone. Old acetone. Reduce webcam resolution. Let me check what it says here. Edit crow's nest conf. What is it? 1280 by 720. Like max FPS, dev, video, 0, use streamer, sure. Save. Yeah, just whatever. I mean, now it's 4 FPS instead of 1. Oh no! Cancel. Go back, pause, can't. Cancel, cancel print. Probably should wipe this bed down. Can't remember the last time this bed's been wiped down. That's not good. Let me wipe the bed down. Paper towels over here. It's got a Raspberry Pi in it. Like it has a Raspberry Pi. Okay, restart. Ryman restart. This printer, by the way, you got to be super careful not to get your arm trapped in it. It will cut your arm off. If you have your arm, like, it will chop your arm. If you're not paying attention. There's like servos for the XY, and there's NEMA 2 NEMA 23s for the Z. What Raspberry Pi? I think it's got a Pi 4. Yeah, it's got like an 8 gig Pi 4 in it, I think. Yeah, 8 gigs of VRAM, or 8 gigs of RAM. I think it's Pi 4. Interlocks. Yeah, it's an option. I love how this filament, like, you know, it's like 1 layer thick. Like it. Here, let me turn off the noise canceling. This sounds so funky. Filters. Noise cancellation. Okay. Like, just. Can you hear that? It sounds like aluminum foil. Oh yeah, it's probably kind of out of date. Very metallic. Well, it's the PPS. It's not so much metallic as it is not metallic. What's the word I'm working? Ceramic. It's more ceramic than metallic, I think. What's that? Oh, that's GoPro stuff. Print finish BRB. Nice. So what printer are we updating? We're not updating anything. I mean, I can update this guy. If you guys want to update printers, there's a few Prusa's I can update, I think. We can update my Prusa's. There. You guys want to update printers? We'll update my Prusa's. Okay, let's see. How is Gaurd doing? Oh, we can update that. So, settings. Announce pre-release. Ooh. Transfer. So we'll do that. What else, man? Core 1, 2. Oh. Transfer. Oh, Core 1, 1. Oh, look at the camera. The camera's working again. Transfer. What about the XL? Can we update the XL too? No, no new firmware for the XL. What about Sam Squanch? No new firmware for Sam Squanch. What about Moo? Oh, we got new firmware for Moo. Updating all the printers. Update is in queue. Okay, it's in queue. Jaffa Cree. I forgot how good you know what? I made it through. I got to season 8 of the rewatch of Stargate SG-1 a couple weeks ago, and I got to the end of season 8, and I know, or season 7. Is it season 9 and 10 are the Ori, or is it 8, 9, 10? I can't remember. But it was like I ended it there before the seasons with the Ori. And I was like, you know what? That's a good spot. That's a good spot to end SG-1. I think it's 9 and 10. Yeah. I mean, on the bright side, I don't need to worry about freaking arms breaking on this printer anymore. So we got that going for us, which is nice. Okay, let's fix this. Let's find the broken screw. Or not the broken screw. Let's find the loose screw on this. So let's unplug you. Okay. And now let's find the screw on here that I need to fix. All my little Allen keys are downstairs, unfortunately. So let's fix this while we're here. Or I wasn't great. I know. I mean, the only good thing about it was that one, what's her name from Firefly was in it. Plus, for some reason, the cast of Farscape. It's like, why is Ben Broder here? I mean, I'm not going to complain. Farscape was cool. I wish they made shows like that still. It's sad how many types of shows they don't make anymore. You know what, honestly? Murderbot. I watched Murderbot. Murderbot gives me a lot of the same vibes as like Stargate, Farscape, like that kind of show. So Claudia back. Yeah. Yeah, Claudia Black. Okay. Let's find the loose screw that was rattling here while this printer was printing. There wasn't a loose screw in here. So then what's rattling in here? Something is rattling in here while it's printing, and I don't know what it is. There we go. That's much better. That's a much healthier first layer. There we go. Okay, so nothing was rattling there. So then what was rattling? Something was rattling in here when it was printing, and I don't know what. Is the whole carriage loose? No, that's tight. That's tight. You're tight. I'll just go around and tighten everything. Because something was rattling in here when I was printing. And I don't know what it was, but it was super annoying. All those are tight. You're tight. You're tight. You're tight. That's what she said. You're tight. Everything's tight. Everything's tight. So then what was rattling in here? Something was rattling while it was printing. Dude, don't. Oh, no, we did have it printing, and I was like, there's something rattling in here. And I don't know what it is. And it was super annoying because we couldn't figure it out. So I guess I'll put it back together and we'll just kind of try something else. I'll tighten these up just to make sure. It wasn't the end stop. Okay, I'll put it back together. Sound like Tuco. Tight, tight, tight. I did not watch Breaking Bad. Or correction, I tried watching Breaking Bad. I made it through the first season and I got like halfway through the second season and I lost all interest after that. I know it's like the greatest show in the world and it's won all the awards and it's an amazing show. I just could not get into it. And I kind of feel bad because I know it's amazing. Like all the it's such a good show, but I just could not vibe with it. So I don't know. Oh, let's not pinch these wires. But you don't feel bad. Seinfeld has the problem where Seinfeld is very much a product of its time. Also, Jerry Seinfeld is kind of like, if you look into him, is kind of not a great guy. A lot of stuff involving not old women. With Lost, yeah, it's just like those shows just, I don't know, it product of their time, I guess, would be the like the healthiest word I can say in regards to it, is just product of its time. Like so much of the Seinfeld humor relies on the fact that it takes place in like the 90s. Like if so much of the humor relies on the fact that, hey, it's the 90s. What's a cell phone? You know, like that kind of. It's just different. Okay, let's power this up. No mobile phones. Yeah. It's a show about nothing, which means that like the moment it's not relevant, it drops off. It doesn't have like the same cultural staying power as like, you know, early Simpsons, for example. Like I've tried to watch it. I remember like I was alive when it was on TV. Like I was too young for it. Like when did Seinfeld run? Seinfeld. When did that run? It ran from 89 to 98. Yeah, I was born in 88. So like I was 10 years old when Seinfeld ended. So I was too young for the show. And then when I got to the age where I would have been like the target demographic, like in my mid-teens or mid-20s, like it wasn't a show for teenagers. Like it was a show for young adults. So by the time I became a young adult, you know, it's 2000s. It's like the show is like, it's tonally, it's a Gen X show. Like it just doesn't, you know. All. Okay, what filament do I have even loaded in here? I have no idea what filament I have loaded in this printer. We have POLYMAKER ASA. Okay, let's heat it up and run some. Temperature 240. Let's run some filament. Let's print something. Work a slicer. King of Queens. I'll be honest, I probably have watched more King of Queens than Seinfeld. Like, I'll be honest, I have probably watched more King of Queens than Seinfeld. Okay, so I've kind of come to the conclusion that I don't like Seabor's profile. Machine G code. I'm gonna save the starting G code, but we're gonna make a new one. We're gonna make a new one here. So copy. Goodbye. Saval Ace. Why do I have a Saval Ace? I don't care about the Saval Ace. Can I delete that? No. User prefect. Okay. Delete. Delete. Okay. So this is a Seabor Trident. Oh shoot, I shouldn't have done that. There's a whole bunch of bed area I should have excluded. Shit. There's a whole bunch of the bed I'm not supposed to use on this. And I can't remember what I can't use now. Why did I do that? I completely forgot about that. Shiza. Seabor Trident machine. Printer.cfg. Printer. What is our thing? Oh wait, no, because we changed it. That's right. Position max, so 295. And then the Y is 290. And the Z, okay, so it's 295 by 290. And the Z is 235. Yeah. So we're gonna go in here. So 235 set 295x 290y, I believe. Seabor, Trident, CHOW. Okay, so let me just double check that. 295 on the X. Okay, so let's, okay, so extrude. I don't know if this extruder is actually extruding. Probably not. Go. Are you sucking filament in? You are sucking filament in. Okay. How much filament is in this thing? Are you still sucking filament? Where's all this filament going? Oh God, I screwed up. This thing doesn't have a nozzle in it. Shit. Cool down. Move the Z. I don't have a nozzle in this printer. That's a problem. Let's put a nozzle in the printer. Whoopsies. 0.4 hardened nozzle. Sure, why not? Temperature. Okay, let's heat this back up. Whoopsie doodles. That's what we call in the business a fucky wucky. Yeah, fun fact, printers work better when you have a freaking nozzle installed in them. I stole the nozzle out of here and I put it in something else and now I can't remember what. Oh well. Okay, so now extrude. Extrude. Oh, hey, look, filament's coming out. Okay, cool. Temperature, cool down. Extruder. 5, retract. Oh, wow, would you look at that? Filament. There we go. Okay. Okay, let's move home all. So let me just double check my max X and Y and the fact that I'm actually safe. Because we're just gonna print a good old fashioned speed benchy here. And I just want to make sure that we are good. So let's 1, Oh, hey, look, a random screw. This should probably be in something. This is a random M5 screw. This should probably be in something. Yep. This should be in something. This carbon fiber gantry is missing a screw on the bottom, because the T-nut that holds it in place has gone on an adventure. And I don't know if I can put that back in now. I don't think I can fix that. Oh yeah, there is no way I'm fixing that. There is supposed to be like a, because it's a carbon fiber gantry, right? So you're supposed to have a, like, a whatchamacallit. It's a carbon fiber gantry, so it screws up into a nut. And obviously this fell out, so where'd the nut go? I've lost my nuts. This was printed on the Venture XL, by the way. Okay. Let me see if this is what was rattling. So we're just gonna this guy. So I gotta somehow get this back in there. Okay, so let me move this. So move forward. Okay, disable motors. Okay, so now, how do I get this back in there? Oh my God. You know what we're gonna do? Take the side panel off. Huzzah for easy, quick release side panel clips, guys. Ever tell you guys that using side panels, quick release clips that just kind of come off really nice? It's really nice. Because then you just go, oh look, we have removed the side panel. So now I gotta get this in here and then put a screw up in there. Oh, and somehow hold it. Oh, and put Loctite on. Yes, we are Loctiting this. Okay, having my freaking air conditioner here is not a good idea. I don't even know why I have the air conditioner here anymore. I don't even need it anymore. Winter has come. Okay. So you need to go in here. So that shouldn't be too bad. So. So you go there. Get this guy. Where's my little, where's me Loctite? Where is me Loctite? Blah. I hate it. I hate it when it like doesn't want to come out and then it comes out and it gets freaking everywhere. I mean, on the bright side, it ain't going anywhere. Okay. So. Oh, this is so annoying. Okay. I am... You know what would make this a lot easier? If I didn't have a printer shaking this entire bench while trying to do this. Ah. Ah. Okay. Can you stop shaking the bench? Okay, so that's that. Okay. Now. Haha. There we go. There we go. Okay. Sure, everything else is tight. It's amazing how annoying it is when one screw gets loose and you're like, well, it is what it is. Okay, so that's good. Got Loctite on my hands, that's annoying. Okay. Make sure this one's tight. There we go. And that's tight. There we go. Okay. There we go. Put this panel back on. There we go. Huzzah. Mr. Hammond, I believe we're back in business. Nothing can possibly go wrong now. Okay. Home. Home. All. Just do a quick sanity check of my Zed. Okay. Move. Zed. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Move Z plus 25. There we go. Okay. So we got Seaboard Trident Tube. Okay, machine G code. Delete all that. Put the old one in. Cool. Save. Okay. Extruder 1, 0.4 nozzle. That all seems, we'll leave it all normal. Basic information. Sure. Okay, cool. 235, 295, 290. Sweet. We're good there. Okay, cool. So we will start with the standard Voron profile. We will use ASA tube. 40 mil. Add primitive, add handy model benchy. Okay. Speed. First layer, 75. First layer infill, 125. Outer wall, 150. Inner wall, 300. Small perimeter, sure. Sparse infill, 300. Internal solid infill, 300. Top surface, 150. Gap infill, 100. Slow down for overhang, slow down for curls. Yes, we want that. Travels, 350 is fine. Acceleration, 10,000. Outer wall, 3, that. So we want to get those travels up to 10. 10,000. Excel. Sure. Slice plate. Seabore. Right. CHOW 0.2. What part of the bed? The part of the bed is ASA tube. I don't have to worry about it because the original tool head on this was a stealther, which you couldn't like get near these front corners. But since we changed it to a takeoff tool head, the geometry has changed a bit. So instead of having 300 by 300, but some weird like areas you can't print in, now we lose like 10 mil in the front and 5 mil in the X, but it's still a square. So, okay. Did I change anything in here? Upload and print. Actually, shoot. Emergency stop. Skirt. Brim. Other 3. And 3 layers. There we go. I want to be able to save my Z if I need to. Do pressure advance. We've done pressure advance on this machine. This machine has had a pressure advance tune. I think, I can't remember. I could have sworn we did a pressure advance tune on here. You know what's funny? This thing moves at 1 meter a second for travels. It's still quieter than my bamboos are. Or the frickin' FL Sun I got over here. Because it doesn't have a it's amazing how annoyingly loud fans are on a lot of modern printers. Okay, so we're gonna flash that one. 411, flash, confirm. Why did you not download? Transfer. So Core 1.1, that, XL, you're up to date. Core 1.2 is being flashed. They're both being flashed. Cool. Benchy is doing benchy stuff. Bed's heating up. Very nice. This is printing beautifully. Yeah, it's amazing. Like the reason the FL Sun right here, this FL Sun Delta I have, half the reason I don't use it, something beeped at me, that beeped at me. Half the reason I don't use it legitly is the fact that when it's running, I can hear it in my house. The fact that I can hear a printer that's in my garage in my house makes me not want to use it that often. Oh God, the camera inside the Core 1 has a male voice now, and it's like Wi-Fi connected, but I kind of heard it, but I didn't hear it. So I just heard like a male voice, and I'm like, who's talking? Oh no, the power went out. When did the power go out? Oh, that's why the computer took so long to boot up today when I was getting ready. There we go. That's how I know if the power goes out. I have a little floating rainbow light that spins just a little rainbow. And it spins, but it's magnetic, right? So if the power goes out, it falls over. So this is how I know if the power ever flickers. Because if the power flickers, this magnet falls over. Yeah, it's got a CPAP in it. I did the mod where I flipped the CPAP around, so now it draws air from outside the printer, or inside the print chamber. I'm gonna have a beer. Who wants a beer? Smoke them if you got them. I'm grabbing a beer. It's been a hot minute since I've had beer on a stream. What do we got? What do we got? Sleeman. I think this has tap set up, so it should auto adjust sed. Okay, so we're at 105. About 10 of 10. And remember, want to help support the channel, the content I create, and things I do, consider becoming a channel member, Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gifting memberships to others. Or hey, just go buy some Polymaker filament, use the affiliate link below. Or hey, don't forget to enter, because at 11 o'clock we're going to do the draw for some Polymaker filament. So do that. Okay, so that's that. That's that. Yeah, it's funny, and it's kind of sad how many like kit printers I've built that have come with like a profile, like the Venture XL or the Seaboard Trident, where their included profile, literally, I was better off just taking the stock Orca Slicer Voron profile and just making it faster. Like the Venture XL, I was having issues with print quality. I wasn't happy. And then I said, screw it. I threw out the profile that they gave you. And then I just took the stock Voron profile, modified it, and it's like, oh wow, this print's so much better. Okay, so I gotta be able to live adjust my Z here in case it's really fucky. You shaking the desk doesn't help. Okay, now what? What are you doing now? You did your do. Are we waiting for temperatures to stabilize? What are we doing now? What's going on now? What's it doing? Oh, purge line. Okay, there's our purge. So let me get ready to live adjust my Z if it's all fucky. Oh yeah. That purge is, oh, that was a little close to the bed. There we go. I need to get some lights in this printer. It's a little dark otherwise. I love when YouTube sends me the notification that I'm live. It's like, I'm live right now? Oh shit. So this doesn't have a camera, so unfortunately I can't So we can just watch it. Do that. Does this have a flashlight on? It does. There we go. It counts this as an overhang, I think, because it's going over the text. That printing beautifully. There's the Blowy-Matron. I forgot it had Blowy-Matrons. I gotta take off. Need to get it installed on the 2.4 all SLM. Nice. It is a nice toolhead. It's heavy, but it's nice. It's not as heavy as you think it is, though. I will say it's a lot nicer now that I don't have a freaking screw rattling around in there. So that's nice. How much flow are we even pushing here? Line type low. Oh, we're only hitting like 30. That's baby numbers. Let me get the fan going, because like I'm using the air conditioner as more of a fan right now. Because I got a lot of heat blowing at me from behind. Got Core 1 this week. At first I hated it, and improves the slicer the more I get used to it. Why'd you hate it at first? And figured out the gaps in supports. Like, what do you mean? I'm certain. Supports. At first, okay, so toolset, just put in perspective. Half the reason I did the Gundam build on my Prusas is because the default support settings are very good. What do you think is louder, the CPAP? The CPAP, okay, these are more whiny, but this noise doesn't travel as far. These fans, especially now that the printer's enclosed, the noise from these fans doesn't travel as far as the CPAP does. These are whinier. Nico V Turbo gifted 20 community memberships. Cheers and appreciated, Nico. Yeah. Cheers. I'll drink to that. Mine were so glued to the print. Oh, jeez. Yeah, mine, like when I did I've had really good luck with the stock Prusa support settings with, at least with Pet G. Maybe I gotta clear up this queue. All move select it. Maybe that's why it's not. Go to storage. How do I delete all these? Print queue, nothing. Printer files. Connect files. I don't know why it's not downloading the update. Is in the queue. Okay, but where's the queue? Like, where's the queue? Oh well. Using PTG? Oh geez. This probably could do with some tuning. I don't think we ever got around to tuning this machine up. It was rattling and I got annoyed and I stopped using it. Now we got that fixed, I can actually go ahead and tune it. Have to be big on Nico V. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Look at it go. Look at the printers go. Okay, is there any other news in 3D printing we can take a look at? Oh, by the way, if you want an update, who wants a shoe update? Who wants a shoe update? I'll give you guys a shoe update. We're at week 3 now of the Big Tree Tech 3D printed shoes that I have been wearing every stream, both on Twitch and YouTube. And so far, they are still comfy. They are well broken in though. So this is the BQ Morphex filament. This was printed on I believe a bamboo machine, like a normal consumer level FDM machine. But we're starting to get cracks around the, I've already glued it once. E6000 glues it pretty good. But I'm getting this pretty big split back here on this one, where you can see it's splitting back there. So that's, oh, and we got some odd random stuff. So that's that. And then the other one is also developing a split down there. And same thing, a few rips up here. So this could have been thicker. This should have been thicker and more splayed out. So when you go to slide your foot in, because these are slip-ons, you got to slip your foot in. I think it bends over like this and rips. So, are you printing PPS CF? Does that? It doesn't need a high chamber temp, but it does need a high nozzle temp and a bed that can do 90. So this is printing PPS right here. This chamber is, I don't know. I could probably tell you. The chamber is 40 and it's actively cooling it. So let's turn that off. I don't want it to be actively cooling it. I mean, it's not really actively cooling so much as the fan is sucking air out the back to keep it at 60. It's more so just to keep a stable temperature in here. Needs a 65. I mean, how high up off the bed are you printing? Because like the chamber, measuring the temperature of the chamber like up here is going to be different than 1 inch off the bed. 1 inch off the bed, it's going to be damn near bed temp. Dang it, I was going to do something and now I can't remember what I was going to do. Shoot. Shoot, I was going to do something and now I can't remember what I was going to do. I was going to actually work on something, but I can't remember what it was. Shoot. Damn it. What was I going to do? I was going to do something and now I can't remember what I was going to do. Not Bondo. No. Shoot, what was I gonna do? Oh, whatever. I'll figure it out. Old timers is kicking in, yeah. I need to get a camera in this machine. Blame it on the burr. Blame it on the alcohol. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. Save. There we go. That is printing really nice. That's good. That's good. Was it something on this side of the room I wanted to do? I can't remember what I was going to do. I'm just more peeved that I have to redo the freaking the Venture XL. So now I got to reprogram a cartographer back to USB mode, which is going to be annoying. Where'd I get the duck steel? It's a Chelsea model. They're Wubby Duckies. If you know, you know. But I printed like a dozen of these at one point on the Prusa XL just to test multi-material, and they've just been floating around my studio since then because I have like a dozen of these, and they just kind of like this one I found on the floor. I think this one I printed on the bamboo at some point, but like I just keep finding them, and I'll find it and then I'll put them somewhere, and then next thing you know they end up somewhere else. So they're just kind of like, I don't know, they just wander around my studio. I think I have some downstairs. What's my favorite printer? I mean, it depends. I don't really have a favorite printer, but I have a, like if it's like, hey, print random thing, I'll just go to one of the Prusas. The Vorons I tend to use now mostly for like standalone one-off stuff. Because right now I really only have, like, I got this one. I mean, if you count this as a Voron, if you count the Venture XL as a Voron, kinda, not really, but kinda. That one, I printed some stuff on it relatively recently, but not too much. The LDO V2 down here. That one will get a Jabberwocky tool head at some point. And then maybe the box turtle may end up going on there because I might not put the box turtle on the Venture XL anymore. Because I'm honestly not going to be doing multicolor prints on the Venture XL. I was going to put it on there for filament rollover, but now that Big Tree Tech is coming out with their little booster thing that basically will auto handle filament rollover, I'm probably going to put that on it instead. So I don't really care about a filament cutter on it or anything like that. It's just another potential failure point. So that will get a Jabberwocky. The Stealth Changer will go on Tallboy at some point. And then I got the V226 downstairs if I ever need to print ABS inside my house while I'm in a basement or something. The Pantheon is my Gucci filament machine. If I'm printing expensive filament that I need it to just work, Pantheon. Like, this is my PPS machine, basically. So. Box turtle did not work well on my Venture XL. I think the filament. Yeah, that's one of the reasons. Also, I really don't want to be dealing with doing a multicolor print where it has to unload freaking 2 meters of Bowden tube. Ain't nobody got time for that. So the Venture XL is going to be a 0.6 nozzle with a micro tube, and it's just going to be print stuff big and then sandpaper it after. So. Quick question on Clipper. If I install a tube compact now, my Voron can print 200% via fine tuning from Clipper screen. How do I set my machine to print that fast without input? Nico, you need to go into your slicer setting. You need to go into your slicer and start playing around with your speeds and feeds. So you need to find out how fast it can reliably flow at still, because remember, just because a hot end can push 60 millimeters cubed does not mean the printer can print quality at 60 millimeters cubed. Like we figured out with the Venture XL, the micro tube, the chibi tube, the tubette, the chobe can push like a lot more filament than a Clockwork 2 extruder can push. It literally can melt filament faster than the extruder can push it, so your extruder will fail before the hot end. We found that out. So what you need to start doing is playing around with your speeds and feeds setting in your slicer. You need to go play with your speeds, go into your, depending on which slicer, you'll see you'll have a max volumetric flow rate. Like you're gonna have to start playing around with your settings in your slicer to tell it to print faster. Because all this does, if you go in here and just start playing around with, like, you know, increase your speed factor, this just takes whatever the profile is and just increases it by a percentage. It's not really the optimal way of doing it because it does, I believe it kind of fucks up some of the math when it comes to like pressure advancing and input shaping and values like that. So you kind of don't want to just slice it and set everything at 200%, if that makes sense. So yeah, just make a faster slicer profile for it. Yeah, slicer profile is G-code. 3D printers read G-code. It goes G0, X50, Y50, F whatever. That means move to X50, Y50 at this speed. And then you just add more. you add flowy, so you add extruder motions, but essentially it's just the code that tells the printer what to move. It is instructions for telling this to do whatever you tell it to do. So since you got a hardware in your machine now that can make it go faster, you're gonna have to recalibrate everything. So you're gonna have to redo your pressure advance, your input shape. You're gonna have to go through, do all that again. Figure out, and also, I'm pretty sure there's some good videos on it. If not, I'm sure somebody will do videos on it. Orca has, okay, let me move my, sorry, 1 second here. Orca has a lot of good calibration tools built into it for tuning your flow rate, like finding out what your max flow rate is, finding out, you know, adjusting your flow rate. Like there's, you're gonna have to, you just put an LS1 in your Miata, okay? You just put an LS1 in your Miata. You're gonna have to adjust some things before you go to print. Or you could just do it by vibes, where you just take your stock profile and just bump the numbers up 25% and hit print. And if the print looks good, you bump it up another 25%. And if the print looks good, you bump them up another 25%. And if it starts to look like shit, you back it off like 15%. And you just keep playing around until the print looks good. Vibe coding, right? Everything's by vibes nowadays, right? Core 1 with index. Yep. I really wish I was going to form next. I really want to know what some companies are cooking up. Because I'll be honest, you're not, we'll put it on just so it's thematically correct. I gotta fix this hat. I'm missing chunks of my tin foil. I gotta fix my tin foil hat here. No. Oh. Like, I guess it should look scuffed. Like, half the reason it works is because it is a scuffed tinfoil hat. Okay. There we go. Okay. We gotta be thematically correct. Okay. Formnext is coming up. If you don't know what Formnext is like the big industry trade show for like, it's a lot of additive. It's like a machine show. It's a trade show for manufacturing companies. Companies that make things go to Formnext in Germany and they go, look at our new machine. It is $500,000. It is very good. Yeah, buy it. But also a lot of companies announce new stuff. And it's kind of become the thing in 3D printing where like a lot of companies announce their new big thing at Formnext. Okay. So Bondtech was supposed to launch Index at Formnext. They announced it earlier in the year. They actually showed it off at Rapid, which is another trade show. They showed it off at Rapid, and then they were going to announce it like, hey, it's going to be for sale at Formnext. Unfortunately, it got bumped into Q1 of next year due to it is what it is. It's better to release something that works instead of rushing something out the door and having to have 4 revisions before it works. Cough, cough, reality, cough. So I'm okay with that. It sucks that it got delayed, but it is what it is. But usually you announce your big things at an event. You don't just come out and go, hey, look at our new flagship machine in middle of August. And then like later announce the cheaper version of your big machine randomly on a Tuesday. And then like 6 hours later announce the better version of your new machine in a random day in October, like September. And then you announce your upgrade for your consumer level flagship machine in a random Wednesday in October. Like you don't just kind of announce a bunch of random stuff before the big trade show, unless you're trying to like buy the shiny thing now. Don't worry about what's coming out. Buy the shiny thing now. I don't have my keys on me, but like, you know, jingle, 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 shiny, shiny, bye, bye, bye. So I honestly, you know, tinfoil hat. I am wearing my tinfoil hat. I acknowledge this is tinfoil hat shit. I think either a company or multiple companies are announcing something big at Formnext. And whatever it is, or at least I think Bamboo thinks somebody or several people are announcing something big at Formnext, because they are hankering to get you locked into their ecosystem and to spend your money now before the holidays, right? They want you buying that big Christmas gift now. More tool changers, you said it, not me. I got a feeling, especially now that the U1 is coming out. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I have a Prusa XL. I know a lot of people pre-ordered a Snapmaker U1, and I know a lot of people that have XLs. The moment you play around with a proper tool changer 3D printer, a proper tool changing 3D printer, you will realize how much single nozzle multicolor systems suck. They work, they're cheap, they can be pretty reliable, but compared to a tool changer, they suck. They waste a ton of filament in purge, okay? They waste a ton of time having to either retract the filament all the way out or do a cut or do like a tip forming maneuver. It wastes a bunch of time. It wastes a bunch of material. They're annoying, and they're not multi-material systems because you always run the issue of cross-contamination. You can't use flexibles because you can't push, you know, rope down the Bowden tube. Okay, so the moment you use a proper tool changing system, you look at single nozzle systems and go, this sucks. This, like, it's got its place, but this system is, the tool changing system is better in every regard other than price point. But now that they're getting cheap, Snapmaker U1, there goes like the one big advantage these single nozzle systems had. Because when you look at how much a P2S with an AMS is, and compare that to a Snapmaker U1 that's a tool changer, they're roughly the same price. And one doesn't take freaking forever to do a filament. It literally goes, oh, pop, pop, done. Oh, printing one color and dock that color and grab the next tool head and I'm off to printing, versus like a 90-second filament swap over and wasting this much filament of purge every time. And it could do proper multi-material. You can print PLA supports on a PETG print with TPU flex gate, like flex hinges built into the print. You could do that with a tool changer. You can't do that with a single nozzle. So I really think Bamboo put all their eggs in this one basket of single nozzle multi-material, multicolor. And I think they're afraid of the dam bursting, of everyone realizing, oh shit, there's a much better way of doing this. So is it more companies announcing cheaper tool changers? I don't know. I wish I knew. I wish I was in the loop for this shit. But I really think whatever either one or multiple companies is announcing at Formnext has got them kind of spooked. So that's my tinfoil hat thing. Enjoy. Somebody clip that and turn it into a YouTube short, or I'll do it. Yeah. I almost never print. Yeah, like honestly, I don't print a lot of multicolor. I don't. Every now and then I do it. When I printed, you know, I got, let me grab Tito. So I built Tito here. So we got Tito here. So these parts are just a simple filament change. Oh, Beard Printer gifted a community membership. Cheers, I appreciate it. These are just a simple pause and change at layer whatever from gray to blue. And then the face was printed on the Prusa XL and I just painted it. So this was printed on the Prusa XL. So I did run like 20 grams of carbon fiber filament through a brass nozzle. Hopefully it's not too fucked up. But yeah, so that's that. So I do the odd multicolor, but I'll be honest, when I did the, let me pull it up here. This is the main reason I love my Prusa XL. When I was printing all the parts for the Gundam, I printed a lot of parts in PETG or CF PETG on the Prusa XL with PLA supports. Let me find it here. have a really good video of it. If I can find it. Going through all my old folders here. Yeah. So this is carbon fiber CF PETG, so carbon fiber PETG in black, with red PLA supports. I still keep the Pro Forge. It's downstairs. I've had some issues with the USB reliability. And unfortunately, I'm one of those people, if a printer's not 100% reliable or damn near reliable, I just end up not using it. And also, I haven't been doing a lot of multicolor. So the original plan was for that to be my enclosed multi-material printer for ABS and ASA and whatnot. But now that I'm building a stealth changer, it's kind of like, ah. So unfortunately, it just, at some point, I want to get it back into the rotation. But just right now, I just haven't needed to. So it's just kind of vibing downstairs. So. Speaking of vibing, look how cool that looks. I love that Gundam. Looks so damn cool. I love it. The only drawback I see in a tool changer is linear color options, 4 or 5 until index is released, or a single nozzle is much easier to expand. That is true. With a single nozzle setup, you can build a box turtle with 16 channels. You can buy a bamboo and just keep buying AMS units and daisy chaining them. I think you can do 16 or 24 now, I don't know. So yes, you do have that, there is that advantage. If you are one of those people that do need to print a lot of colors, that is something. That is something. I've done it where I've used the XL, and what I've done is I've paused it where I've done 6 color. I did a Hue Forge with like 6 colors, but it only has 5 nozzles. What I did was I basically used the same color twice, and I just swapped the color. I did a pause and swapped from one color to another on a nozzle manually. I just did a load and unload. So yeah, I expect somebody to hook a box. You could do that. That's the thing with Clipper and macros, you could do whatever the heck you want. So you could build an index machine or a stealth changer and have one of the tools on your stealth changer be attached to a box turtle. So you can have, 5 regular like regular hot ends, and then one that's tied to a freaking 16 channel box turtle for all you want. Like, that's the advantage you have with, open source and the ability to modify your machine. It's your machine, do with it whatever the heck you want. It's Clipper. Clipper is great for that kind of shit. So. But I have the box turtle, I just got to put it on something. It's just, I don't know. I've got a lot of stuff going on, and especially like I'm one of those people, now that the Venture XL's down, I want to get that up and running. I'm trying to avoid having multiple builds going on at the same time, because we did that earlier in the year and it turned out to be a complete mess. So yeah. Neokoi is going to do that. 6 tool heads, 1 per, box turtle per tool head. That's crazy. That's insane. So apparently, I'm on Twitter right now, a Boeing 737 MAX 8 at 36,000 feet was hit by a falling object. It was posted in California stated, or the CA said it's coming at the last moment, that it appeared to be space debris. That's not often you get hit by a freaking space debris. Starlink? Who knows? Starlinks are designed to burn up. As far as I'm aware, Starlinks are designed to fully burn up in atmosphere. Like, they're designed to break apart and burn up fully. Like, that was part of their, like, the rule for them was, like, they can't get stuck up there, and they have to fully burn up. No, that Roadster is, like, halfway between Earth and Mars. It's in a weird solar orbit. Apparently hail can blow pretty far from a storm. I believe it. Rules? What rules? Oh, rule. Yeah, one, like, okay, you know, as much as people, you know, shit on it, there are rules to space. You can't just, like, you know, to get FCC ruling and whatever to launch, like, a bunch of satellites into space. Part of it is, like, you know, they had to make sure the satellites didn't block a certain amount of the sky from astronomers, and they have to properly deorbit. There are rules you have to follow. So, how much does it take? 36,000 is pretty low. Like, watch any video of, like, the starships coming back or anything like that. By 36,000 feet, you've burned off all your burning up speed. At 36,000, you're falling subsonic. So, Elon. Okay, so hi Hill Will E. We know the thing is, when it comes to this kind of rule, you don't mess up. These are hard rules. Like, this is like you get in big trouble type rules if you don't follow them. So, decided to launch stuff into orbit. Well, luckily, Steve, launching stuff to orbit is kind of expensive. So if, like, a rogue nation were like, hey, let's purposely cause Kessler syndrome, it would be kind of expensive to do. And usually if you're at the nation state level of, hey, we have a space program, you kind of don't want to screw things up that much, because it kind of screws up everything for everyone. A lot of people need space. So. Yeah, a lot of people need access to space. So if your country's at the point where you can afford a space program, one, you shouldn't be able to call yourself a developing country anymore. I'm sorry, you got a space program. You can't be a developing country anymore. It's like when you're playing Civilization. Once you unlock that tech tree, you can't go back. Ugh. All the printers printingly. Just seeing if there's any double checking to see if there's any 3D printing news worth talking about. Did you guys see all the new stuff from the SpaceX launch, though? Let me pull it up here. Because they put out a whole bunch of new videos from the landing. I think we checked them out on Twitch. So this is the buoy cam of it landing. And then these are some views of re-entry. So this is looking up. There's one of the nose fins. It's just a little toasty. It's still good. It's still good. On orbit. That is from that's from the launch. Like the launch plume. That's it venting all the excess fuel. Stage set. I love that you could see the ship fly away during stage set. Like you just, bye, off you go. The fact that this entire thing is longer than a 737 just blows my mind. Oh, and if you want to talk about aura farming, the booster, when the booster hovered, was pretty... Is there a specific bed probe for index? Not quite. Okay, it's funny, it burned a hole in the fuel tank, by the way, and it still landed fine. Like, the fact that it burned a hole in the fuel tank and still landed fine. I want to know what cables these are. Okay, now they get a little melty. That's just insane. Oh yeah, the frickin' landing where it just hovers. So it's like, yeah, we're just gonna hover our 100-meter tall booster. Just hover it. Just hover. Just hover. Okay, now we'll turn off the engine. And they chickened out and they won't release any videos of it exploding. But like, that's aura farming right there. Oh, dude, these things are tanks. Like, this is it falling. Like, for the Battlestar Galactica fans in the audience, this is basically the Adama maneuver right now. You could see the hole in the fuel tank. It's just venting locks like it don't care. Those cables are made of expensium. Yeah. They just, it's falling down. Oh. They should have tried to catch it. They can't catch this one. They can't catch the next one either, because they have to prove that the V3 can successfully deorbit, so it has to do an in-flight relight. So basically the first flight of the V3 is probably going to be the same kind of orbit as this. And there's the buoy. So this is a view from a drone. That's just insane. Like, just insane. And the cool thing is when they go to catch it, it catches backwards. So if you don't know how it gets caught, if this is the tower, okay, and these are the arms that grab it, right? It doesn't come in like this. It actually flies in from behind, does a flip, and then comes back into it. Because it can't catch it from, like, the tile's got to face outward. So it comes down, overshoots the tower, flips, and then hovers and backs into the tower and gets caught. Okay. That poor flower pot and whale. I understood that reference. Oh, these are printing beautifully. Yeah, the cables are being made out of expensium. I don't know. I love space, so, like, you know, don't like the guy, but spaceships are cool. Like the Galactica, the Starship is meant for re-entry. Yeah, Galactica was not meant for re-entry. So anything that big, you're not really gonna try and re-enter. Is there a delay now to ramp up? Yes. So the V3 ships, they don't have any of them built yet. They have parts of them built. Also, the V3 ships have to launch from Pad B, or Pad 2. So they got to finish building the second launch site at Boca Chica. Then they have to certify it. So they have to go through all the process of making sure the ground service equipment works and everything, get that all working, do a whole bunch of testing, proof the booster, proof the ship, make sure do all the flight testing, or do the pad testing and static fires and all that. We're looking at like maybe early next year. Like we're talking like February, March for the next flight, apparently. So yeah, it's going to be a while. And then hopefully it doesn't have a repeat of the Block 2 boosters. Block 2 boosters, the first two blew up. And the third lost all orbital control and started freaking tumbling in space and then burned up on re-entry. So, but all the drugs getting blown into the ocean, all the fish getting all that kinds of high. There's no drugs on it, I think. So. Yeah, I love how like they literally remove patches of tile like this big. Like in like one of the earlier flights, they're like, we removed 2 tiles to see what would happen. And this time they're like, yeah, it's missing like 20% of the tiles. F it. Bare exposed stainless steel over fuel tanks. Yeah, it burned through the fuel tank. Who cares? We depressurized it before landing. It's good. It'll still land. Sure enough, still lands just fine. On target, on location. I wonder if it's being delayed from the shutdown. It's not. It's all publicly or privately funded. The shutdown does. The only thing that the U.S. government shutdown will affect, potentially, is launches at the Cape and Vandenberg. But since they're both military sites, or I believe the Space Force controls the ranges there, I think they're like essential. So they are. It doesn't affect them. What might affect my flight next week, I'm flying out of Detroit next week for an event, maybe, sort of, I don't know. I'm going somewhere, and that's going to suck dealing with that. So I got to cross the border, and I don't think the border people are getting paid, so that's going to be annoying. And then I got to go to the airport, where security and the ATC aren't being paid. You know what's funny? In Canada and a lot of countries, if the government shuts down, the government gets fired and you have an election and you elect a new government. That's how it works in Canada. If a budget comes to the floor and you get no confidence voted, like it doesn't work, they just go, okay, election. Government not working. Election time. And basically the funding that did exist before the bill keeps going. So essentially you just keep working as per usual, and then you have a new election. I don't know why you guys don't do that. You just gotta keep on with the previous funding and then get a new, because the government can't function if you can't pass stuff. So what's the point? Get a new election. Come on. A lot of countries do it. We do it. We do it. Can't get a bill passed? New government. Try again. A little bit more incentive to make it work. Run by banks. I mean, you're not making money right now. That's what I don't get. You make more money when the country's open. You're hemorrhaging money right now. I don't know. Dude, I can feel the heat coming off this printer. That is hot. Where's my the panels are 55 Celsius. The frame is 65 Celsius. Yeah, the extrusions are the motors are 69. Nice. That one's 72. The extrusions are 60 something. That's hot. Oh. Here's the old nozzle that I took out. I don't know why I took it out and left it on the ground, but there it is. Yeah, I definitely need to do some tuning and some flow rate testing, but that is looking a lot better than it did before. Cool. Okay, we got 10 minutes and then we're gonna do the giveaway. So if you haven't entered for your chance to win some POLYMAKER filament, enter for your chance, link in the video description. We're gonna be doing the draw at the end of stream. Do this now. We living in cyberpunk? We ain't living in cyberpunk. I ain't got no robotic arms and the ability to jump over a building and slow down time. This ain't cyberpunk. This is like, this is more shitty dystopian future. Johnny Mnemonic. I got 20 gigabytes in my head. Or whatever. What does he say it is? Idiocracy. Idiocracy was funny, though. I'd follow President Comancho. You get the most annoying noise. There's like a little bit of a squeak coming from this as the filament spins, and that's the most annoying part of the print. Like the most annoying noise. This reply brought to you by Carl's Jr. But it's got electrolytes. That's what plants crave. What's my favorite filament dryer? Whatever one I'm using right now and then. I'll be honest, when it comes to filament dryers, they all kind of pretty much do the same thing. I like the poly dryers because they're nice where you only need one heating element and you can use the boxes as storage. So that is nice. But for the most part, I just use whatever one is open. They all kind of do the same thing. Get a used food dehydrator and a Home Depot bucket, drill some holes in it and make your own. That's kind of honestly what I've done most of the time, and that kind of works the best, I've noticed. Especially if you have bigger spools. Let's get this guy printing. There we go. That is a flex. Ooh, that is hot. I gotta let that cool. Have I upgraded to 6.4 on the core ones? Yes, they are both running. They were running the beta 6.4. Now I think I'm running I just put RC1 on it. The $50 to $100 Amazon food dryer up to 95C works perfect. Yep. Like, which one is it? Amazon 95C food dehydrator. Yeah. Like, these get a little pricey. But, like, what I have a, what is it? Sane Smart? What brand is it? Sultan Vita Pro. Sultan Vita Pro. So I have one of these. I bought it for like, oh God, I want to say like 40 bucks, not even. So it only goes up to 70C, but essentially, I'll show you, it's right here. So this is my Sultan Vita Pro. Check out like Value Village, Goodwill, whatever. You can find these used a lot of the time for cheap. Burgemore. No, you're not purging. Oh my God, there's so much friction here. There we go. So this is my Sultan Vita Pro. You cut out the, there's supposed to be a grill here because it's a food dehydrator. You cut out the grill. You cut off the tabs on the top one. Okay. So you can line them up so you got a little bit of air that can come in. Draws air in from the bottom. You take your spools of filament and you can put the lid on. So if it's just a regular spool, the regular lid fits if it's one spool. But if you're doing big spools, so say you got, you know, a couple big spools, you get yourself a Home Depot bucket. You drill some holes in the top, and there you go. Now, unfortunately, the whole thing doesn't get to like 70. It sits at about 55, 60, I've noticed. But like, if it's just like, oh, hey, I just got these spools of filament, I just want to make sure they're dry before I print with them, just put them in here for a day and you're good. That's usually what I end up doing. And it works pretty good. So, it's cheap and it works. Yes, that is correct. Okay. So now we print with the tire. There we go. I really got to get a sock for this hot end. There we go. When I was at Pantheon, the Pantheon folks, they had a, what was it? It was a Ninja air fryer, maybe? I think it was these guys. It was something like this. Might have been a bigger one of these, but it was something like this. And what they did was they gutted it and it had an Arduino controlling it. And they were using these to dry because they have their big spools. They're like big 3 kilogram spools that are like bigger than the POLYMAKER 3 kilogram. I mean, they're both 3 kilogram, but their spool's dimensionally bigger. So they were using that to keep their filament dry. So. My Bamboo P1S is just not cutting using the 0.4 nozzle for PET GCF. I'm gonna, depending, Gergman, depending on what brand CF you print with and how high the CF percentage is, I'll be honest, I'm very hesitant to print carbon fiber, like high fill carbon fiber on 0.4 nozzles. It's a clog risk. It is a clog, especially if the nozzles have any form of like CHT or internal design element to increase flow. That usually leads to restricted flow rates or restricted diameter, because you're basically splitting the filament up into more channels to try and get more surface area to melt it. But that just means bigger chance of a clog, especially with filled filament. So if you're printing with filled filament, look into getting like a 0.6 or 0.5 nozzle. So you kind of, if you know you're going to be printing a lot of filled filaments, look into a 0.6. Like that's what I have on the Venture XL. The Venture XL I run with a 0.6. This runs with a 0.4, but it's a standard 0.4. Like it's not a CHT 0.4 or anything like that. It's just this uses like the Fadis 0.4 hardened nozzles. So. Look at it go. Okay, we got 2 minutes to do the giveaway. If you have not entered for your chance to win some POLYMAKER filament, link in the video description. Enter for your chance. Do it now. Also, these are really nice. These are the printed solid. Now, I think they're called F boxes. What are they called? Are they on the website? Let me see. Printed solid. Do they have them on the website yet? Shop. Brand. Printed solid. I don't want filament, I just want to see box. Oh yeah, here they are. F box, filament box. Yeah, so when I did the tour with them, after Printopia there, they gave me one of these. So they redesigned it all apparently, and now it actually has like a gasket in it. So it actually fully seals up because there's actually like a gasket that's injection molded into it or whatever. So this has been really nice for like stuff that's like hygroscopic, like stuff that's really sucky, and it does have a dryer pouch. So that was a fun little, they gave it to me, like, here, take one. But I've been using it for printing 1 kilogram spools on the Venture XL, I'm using that to feed it, and it works pretty good. So yeah, YouTube names are weird. I don't know what's going on there. YouTube went down the other day, and I was like, shit, I'm out of the job. I gotta get an actual job now. What the hell? That was a little, that's kind of the downside of being a content creator on a platform. You are wholly dependent on that platform. If YouTube were like to up and shut down tomorrow, I'd be kind of fucked. There's a reason I have a Twitch now where we do stream on Twitch. You know, officially it's for side project stuff. So like, you know, building Gunpla or stuff that just, you know, I normally wouldn't do on a stream here, right? Like I'm not gonna fire up Mega Bonk. I kind of want to play Mega Bonk now. But like, I'm not gonna fire up Mega Bonk and play Mega Bonk on this stream. So, that's what Twitch is for. Unofficially, it's so I have another website to go to if something ever happens to my YouTube account. At least I can pivot to Twitch, right? At least I already have an established Twitch account that's already monetized and everything. So if something were to ever happen to my YouTube account, like last year when I almost got banned for freaking a prop, a 3D printed prop, it's nice to have an emergency place to go to. So. Yeah, and watch the Starship launch. And play Mega Bonk. Dude, Mega Bonk is so fun. It's like one of those things, I'll turn it on, I'll play like a round or two, and then that's it. Okay, how this works, if you win a ball... If you win, you get yourself a spool of filament from POLYMAKER. If I pick your ball and your ball wins, you also get a free hat. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger, neither of you. It's going to be you. Master Moon. Master Moon. If you win, you get a free hat. Good luck. Exclamation mark zoom zoom makes your ball go faster. Exclamation mark gullible makes everyone else go slower. Like the smash button, ring the bell, and subscribe to the channel, and it will actually grease your ball up and make it go so fast you wouldn't believe it. I should put a ball on my web. I gotta update the website. I gotta get a website. I keep saying that. The problem is I'll say, oh, shit, I need to get a website. And then after the stream ends, I'll forget about it. And then I won't remember about it until the next time I stream. But I should put a ball on my store page. Be like, if you win, you get a free ball. Who put John Paul Hopman or at John Paul? No, Admiral Adama, NC3, no! Okay, Chris Walker, you're in the lead now. Let's go! Well, we do this 3 days a week on average. So 3 days a week. Oh, Lauren there you see is a ghost of the fastest time. So, and usually we have anywhere from 200 to 300 entries. So, oh, 3DFi my life won. 3DFIY. 3DFi my wife, my life. Bleh. Congratulations, you have won yourself a spool of filament. Something fell over. Oh, what was that? You have won yourself a spool of filament from POLYMAKER. You'll get an email from me after the stream ends with information on how to collect your filament. So congratulations. Congratulations. Oop, Alt F4. There we go. What is everyone saying? We're seeing NAD Pro 16. Yeah, I don't know why it's not showing your names. Is it just my stream that it's doing that, or like for those that watch like Steve? Is Steve's stream also doing that, or anyone else like on YouTube? Because for some reason it's showing like account names, not like your channel name, and I don't know how to change it. It's all of them? Okay. Yeah, YouTube's been weird lately. Like, I've spoken to somebody who worked at, I've spoken to a couple people that work at YouTube, and they've like told me like the whole back end of YouTube is just spaghetti code. And every time they try to change something, it breaks something because it's just a complete mess. Because it's like so much spaghettification of the code. Like, there's still stuff in the code from before Google even bought YouTube. So it's like, wonder if it's because you're on your phone. Maybe? I know YouTube's been really changing up the metrics on how things are measured. Like, every content creator in our little sphere of 3D printing that I've spoken to has seen a complete downturn in their channel activity over the last like 6 months. Like, everyone has seen a decrease in numbers, decrease in ad revenue, decrease in subs. Like, everything has just kind of, the vibe has shifted, and it's kind of annoying. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. So, what can you do? What can you do? Okay, so we are going to call it there. This guy's working good now. Let me turn off that light. Oh God, this poor tablet is freaking cooking. Put in the battery. Thing's hot. How's this coming along? That's printing good. How's this coming along? Ooh, that's printing good too. Okay. So I think we're gonna call it there. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so we're gonna call it there. I may do a Twitch stream tomorrow. We'll see. I gotta finish working. If the video gets done in time, I'll have it out tomorrow. If not, it'll be during the week. The video building the little ribbit over there. And then the printed solid video should be next weekend, hopefully. I gotta blur a bunch of stuff in it, so that is kind of annoying to do because of course, I recorded it normally, and then halfway through recording, it's like, oh, you got to blur this stuff. And I'm like, oh, I would have recorded in a way that would have made that a lot easier. Thank you, David. That's okay. So there's 2 videos in the works that are in editing right now for the channel. There will be a stream Tuesday. There will not be a Friday stream. There may be a Saturday stream. We'll see. And then Twitch streams here and there as well. So shout out to POLYMAKER for the spool filament we gave away this stream and every stream. Links for all of them and more in the video description. Some of them, like the Gamer Subs link, use code Canuck, save some money. Check those out. Affiliate links don't cost you anything extra, go a long way in supporting the channel. And for those that donate to the channel, give to memberships to others, or become members of the channel yourself, I thank you for not being able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. I'm Taylor, Canuck Creator. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be safe out there. Wash your hands. And I will see you in the future. Good night. Did I hit the mute button? I did not hit the mute button.